Peace and blessings, Galactical Federation. We are in the building, y'all. We are in the building. Galactical Federation, man. Chosen ones, star seeds, earth angels. It's lit, man. It's lit. So, thank you guys for showing up. Come in, rest your swords, rest your shields. Take off your shoes. And I want to say, thank you guys for listening. And I really want to get started on a specific topic that means something to me, right? So today's topic is about the time where I went to New Orleans in the French Quarters. I met a voodoo lady, got a reading, and I went to Marie Laveau's grave, the cemetery where she was at, and I got some dirt. And then when I got dirt, I'm gonna tell you what happened. So long story short, right, guys, I ended up taking a plane out there, and at the time I had some Lake Lanier water, and I went to Lake Lanier, got some water, whatever. I didn't throw the water out. I felt like I should have it in my house though, so I took it on an airport with me. Usually they have you throw out your water, but this time, I guess they allowed me to have it or whatever. Being grateful, being thankful, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate the people, appreciate God, however it worked out in my favor. So that was the cool part, right? So my mission was to take the water there and see what what's gonna happen. What would a voodoo lady or a spiritual person tell me what to do with the water? Because I felt like the Lake Lanier water had spirits that were trapped in it or whatever, and maybe it need to be freed, maybe it need to be with another body of water. So I take the plane there. On the plane I meet this cool ass dude. I forget where he's from, but he gave me some pills because he has anxiety. So these pills basically relax you. And keep it a stack with you, I love trying new stuff. I love feeling good, you know what I'm saying, and different things like that. So shit's smooth. I met him. We had a little conversation on the plane. And then, I get off the plane. I popped some of those pills right away. I was feeling really good. And then after, I tried out like 3 restaurants when I first got there. You know what I'm saying? Like I went to Murrow's. It's an all black restaurant. I think I had some soup. I went to try some jambalaya soup or whatever. At this all black restaurant. It was cool. And then I went to, I had a beignet with some coffee. You know how you got the beignets out there? I had some beignets. And then I also went to Cajun Seafood. That's the best spot in New Orleans when it comes to seafood. So I went out there, and it was cool. So let's see, what else happened? So yeah, the food was amazing, by the way. The soup was nice and spicy. It was completely delicious. I loved it. The beignets, it was good with the coffee. The line was packed out. You know what I'm saying? And last but not least, when I went to the seafood, the seafood spot called Cajun Seafood. That was my first time having like snow crabs that was fully fried, and you could just eat the shell off of it, and it was just so delicious. So I would say the food was just a 10 out of 10. Even after I came back from New Orleans, I felt like I could cook better. That's how good the food was. So long story short, then I went to this witchcraft store, and I tried to buy like something for a love spell just to see if it works, you know what I'm saying? Because at the time I wasn't really perfect when it came to my love life or whatever, but I'm like, yo, I really want to be in a relationship. So I was speaking to this dude that has a store down there, and he looks like Chris Angel. I don't know if anybody remembers Chris Angel, but he used to be on TV and do different stunts and dealing with magic and stuff like that. So I did that. I went over there, tried to get a love spell package. They had like a love spell package, and the guy wouldn't allow me to buy it though. He was like, man, you don't need that. He was like, trust me, you just gotta work on yourself and find love. The man would not let me buy it. So, but it seemed like he wasn't letting me buy it through personal experience. Like he knows how it works. So he was just like, nah, you good, bro. Don't buy the love spell package. You don't need it. Trust me. As if he could pick up on energy already. And mind you, this man looks like Chris Angel. Probably was him or a clone or something. So I went and did that, into that store. And then I went to go see this voodoo lady that, that was outside. I asked around for a voodoo lady, and then she kind of like appeared right in the middle of the French Quarters or whatever. So I went and got a reading done by her, and the reading was really good. She put these bells, doom, doom, doom. That's very important for later on in the story. She did these bells. She knocked on the card. She said a nice prayer and everything like that. And it was cool. I kind of resonated with it very well. And the lady, she was very sweet. So she did a reading, told me some specific stuff about my life. I said, oh, this is cool. I got a reading in New Orleans from a real spiritualist, So it made me feel cool. That's part of the reason why I went anyway, was to, have a spiritual experience. And then it was crazy because it was this one guy, he was walking around like he was possessed. She was telling me about the bodies that are under the church. She was telling me really about the history of New Orleans. So the voodoo lady, she happened to be really cool. And we just had a conversation. She told me what to do with the water. I poured it in the river. There's a river right near the French Quarters. And then I also poured some of the river near the ceremonial tree. They have a special ceremonial tree that is where Marie Laveau used to perform her ceremonies, and they would dance at Congo Square Park. So, I did a libation over there. I did a meditation over there. I just think it's important to visit my ancestors and see what's going on. I also visited, like they said, it was the first Black African American community, so I went and visited that as well. So I really had a great experience. So before I left, I stopped at the graveyard of Marie Laveau's grave site, and the grave site was closed. They usually do tours, but you could go inside. So I was like, man, like I want to take a piece of this with me, because at the time I was traveling a lot, and I used to collect dirt or sand from the area just to say that I've been there, bring it back to the house. So I reached my hand through the gate and I got some dirt, you know what I'm saying, and just put it like in a container or whatever. And I didn't feel any type of way. I said, oh, okay, this is cool, you know what I'm saying. I said, man, like, but I do know that dirt is spiritual. That's all I knew, but I never really read up on it or anything like that. So, I had a great time. I had some great food, and I went to go see a voodoo lady. So it's like, okay, cool, mission accomplished. And then also I spoke with the locals, and a lot of the locals believe in voodoo and witchcraft like it's a regular thing. Like they know it exists. They don't allow women to make spaghetti for them. They got the sea salt. They know how to sprinkle it in front of the door. They gave me a lot of little tips and advice. So it was cool. I was chopping up with the locals. Like, I felt like I knew them for a long time, but these was real hood niggas. Like, you feel what I'm saying? But they believe in the magical stuff. Like, so it was interesting to see that. Like, cause when you go to other hoods, sometimes they don't really believe in stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was interesting to see brothers that understand witchcraft very easily, like it's water, like they drinking water. So anyway, so I take a flight back, and now they say I'm allowed to fly first class. So I really felt, that's a good honor. I'm like, shoot, I'm flying back first class. I had me a nice little drink, had me some food or whatever. So long story short, I bring that dirt back. I'm looking at the dirt, I got my altar and everything, but I'm like, I don't know if I want to put this on my altar, but I did, you know what I'm saying, because that's what my other stuff was, right? So anyway, what had happened, I think once I had the dirt, the possession of the dirt, things started happening, you know what I'm saying, like in my immediate environment. But I'm trying to think about what I did with the dirt. This is what happened. So look, I bring the dirt back, right? I bring the dirt back, and once I bring the dirt back, I used to feed these cats, right? It was a gray cat, which was a female cat, and then it was a male cat. And at the time, I would feed these cats. I'll let these cats come in and I'll feed them. You know what I'm saying? They'll stop by. I'll give them chicken, shrimp, some of the stuff they wouldn't even eat, and they will let me know I'm not supposed to be eating it either. But in the same breath, I had a next door neighbor, and my next door neighbor really didn't like these cats or whatever, but I didn't really care. I still fed them. I would literally go to the store and buy them cat food and tuna fish and stuff like that. Long story short, my next door neighbor, me and her really didn't get along like that. And I don't know if she poisoned the cat, but long story short, right, this is what happened. The cat wouldn't come inside my apartment, and it would make a noise, like not a noise that a cat usually makes and stuff like that. And his hair was standing up, and it did not want to come inside my apartment. And I was thinking, damn, it might be the graveyard dirt. You know what I'm saying? So, I started putting salt by the front. You know what I'm saying? And then when I went to the back, I realized that my back door was open. And then I felt like a spirit had came in or whatever. And then at the same time, I heard the bell that the voodoo lady used. I heard it. I heard the bell. You know what I'm saying? So, long story short, like I felt like there was a spirit inside of the house, or there was something that the cat saw, and that's why the cat never came into the house. And I don't know what exactly happened, but this is what I felt. I felt like the cat absorbed the spirit, right? Because days after that, the cat would just sit down. It was real quiet. You know what I'm saying? At this time, I was low-key beefing with my neighbor. Like, you know what I'm saying? Before I left, I was like beefing with her. She's a little schizophrenic, so it's not like I'm beefing with her. She's just crazy. She be having episodes, so I don't really entertain her like that, because I know she has a mental health issue. And even if she did, I still don't entertain people like that. Nor do I tease them, nor do I bully them. I just let them be them. One day we had got into it, where she was like accusing me of something that wasn't true, and I just wasn't having that shit. But anyway, long story short, right? When I had that dirt, like, the cat did not come in my apartment, man. But then what I felt like I needed to do to clean the spirit out of my place was, I saged it. I did some Palo Santo, but I also fed the male cat through my house. I don't know, I feel like I seen this on a TV cartoon or something where you trickle the food throughout the house and the cat just comes out and eat it. And I felt like it was moving the spirit around until it got out the house, because I don't think spirits like cats or something like that. That's just something that I thought about, and it made me feel better after. So I used the male cat, but the whole time the female cat was still sick. You know what I'm saying? And I was wondering what was going on. Long story short, man, when I was beefing with my neighbor, give it like a week or two. No, I'll say give it like 2 weeks. She wasn't even there no more. Like, she never came back to the apartment. I don't know what happened to her, but she like just basically disappeared. You know what I'm saying? Out of nowhere, out of the blue. So yeah, and I think what happened was the spirit got to her. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like she was already on a lower frequency as far as like her mental health was concerned. And the fact that she was irritating me, I think it played a huge role in what the spirit was gonna do or whatever it was. Because I felt like the spirit definitely followed me back to my apartment, so the cat didn't even come in. And then the spirit went inside of the cat, and then I think that the spirit went inside of her, because I guess she was like a lower entity or vessel, or maybe because she was bothering me, I don't know. But yeah, she never returned again, never to be seen again. And that is the story. Yeah, I saged out my stuff, but it made me realize this: when people say spirits do follow you, I definitely felt the spirit of the essence, and a cat saw it. This is a cat that I used to feed almost like every day. You know what I'm saying? Every other day. You know what I'm saying? So, yep. And it was definitely something in my house that I couldn't see that the cat could see. So I just say that story, and it was as long as I had that graveyard dirt in there, it was like a little skeptical. I ended up just pouring out the graveyard dirt, but even when I did that, it was a lot of crazy shit started happening in my environment. So, yeah, I would say don't pull graveyard dirt. Or like this one lady said, leave some type of offering or something like that, because it's definitely real. But I think spirit knew my heart, so I think that's why I'm still here. And I definitely do cleansings and spiritual baths and stuff like that. It's cool using certain herbs and stuff like that for your health. But yep, that's my story. So anyway, guys, stay up, stay tuned, stay blessed. I appreciate you.